good morning, and cheers to day 30 on trail. It's just after 8 a.m. Nice morning as well. So this here behind me, this is the 11th century church, just in the middle of nowhere. There used to be a monastery on this site as well. It's a lovely little building. Unfortunately, you can't see in properly because it's too dark. There you go, just pitch black. But yeah, it's a beautiful little building. And that there is the refugee, or the refugee that's been renovated at the moment. There's one room that's open that's all sort of like concrete floored. There was a wooden bench in there to sleep on, so I slept on there. Two German guys turned up last night as well, quite latish on. The nice guys. They slept in there as well. Very peaceful and warm and dry night's sleep. So today, I'm going to be heading towards a little village called Antalya. I think it's about 11 miles away, and then see how I feel when I get there. I think now I've got about 80 miles left to do, something like that. So, barring any unforeseen circumstances or any accidents or anything like that, I should be making it. So I can maybe just slow down a little bit and enjoy things a bit more. Whether I will or not, I don't know. But yeah, that was last night, and this is today. And like I say, 11 miles up and out of this canyon. And I think most of it after that is down to Antalya. Good morning everyone, it's day number 31. Just to finish off day 30 because I didn't do yesterday. I got 10.9 miles done in the end, which isn't a great deal. I'd have liked to have done more, but the first climb of the morning really took it out of me. After that there was quite a long descent that was quite tricky because there was a lot of, it's going to sound stupid, but there was a lot of dead leaves on the floor on top of dry rocks, and it made things extremely slippery and quite tricky to negotiate. I did fall once. I'm sure I should have fallen more times, but just the once. And then after that there was a long switchbacking, snaking concrete road down to this little town of Albania where I am now. I stayed at the campsite on the edge of town last night. It's a nice little place. It's maybe not call it a town, maybe a village. There's a beautiful old church in the centre. But yeah, I got a good night's sleep anyway, and I'm headed on this track this morning. Looks like an incredibly challenging day. A lot of up and down, very frequent up and down. So that will be me today, and let's see what happens the rest of the day. It's about a 16.3 mile section as well, so that'll be interesting. I doubt I'm going to get it all done, to be honest. The heat has been killing me the last couple of days. Good afternoon. It is extremely hot. It's somewhere around 1:30. I have just left a town, village called Cap de Creus, something like that. Really strange place. Like loads and loads of houses, but not many service establishments. I did find a nice little kind of bakery that was well stocked with other types of provisions, food and whatnot. Got some fruit from there and a donut. Oh yeah, that was nice. And a can of lemon Fanta, which was straight out of the chiller and straight into my belly. I've got about 5 miles now, if I can pick my way through this little boulder field. Got about 5 miles to my destination for this evening. A little mountain village called Vajol, Vajol. And that will be about 16 point some miles done for me today. Good afternoon. That's day 31 done with. 16.3 miles, I think it was. Not too bad in the end. I think the biggest problem has been the heat. To be honest, it's been about 30 degrees C the last couple of hours hiking. But as you can see, I've got quite a nice outlook from where I am, and it's looking quite flat in that direction. I've only got 4 stages left now, probably somewhere around the 60-mile mark, which is rather encouraging. So I'm looking forward to a good night's sleep tonight, and then I think tomorrow is about another 16.5 mile stage, with maybe not quite as much uphill as today. So we'll see how that goes. But the end is definitely getting closer. Good morning, everyone. Day number 32, getting close to the end. I'm just about to leave Vajol, where I stayed last night. Nice pretty little village actually, in the mountains or in the hills, whatever you want to class it as. Beautiful view from where I'm stood as well. Just look at the sky in the distance there, absolutely gorgeous. So I'm headed down for most of the day today. It's about a 16-mile section, and then right at the end of the day there is a 2,000-foot climb, which looks like it might be the last of the what I would class as big, severe climbs of the trail. Whether I'm going to want to do that at the end of the day in the heat, I don't know. I'll figure that out when I come to it. But the first port of call is going to be getting to a place called La Jonquera, which looks to be quite industrialised and quite large, and there's a chap just out walking his sheep. It's 2 sheep. Oh well. Right, I've had a little bit of breakfast this morning. Last night at the hotel, they don't start serving dinner until like 8 p.m, and I was fully intending to go because I was really, really hungry. I fell asleep about 7 p.m. and woke up at midnight, so that kind of put dinner out of the window. So I had a little bit of breakfast this morning, and I'm going to try and get a decent bit of food when I get to La Jonquera. Hello, good afternoon everyone. It's maybe about 1:30 p.m. This morning, because the walking was relatively easy, I managed to do about 9.5 miles in about 2.5 hours. So I was really pleased with that. I got to La Jonquera. Excuse me. Had a little bit of food and drink. Managed to trough an entire mixed salad and then a big bowl of pasta. 2 pieces of bread, some olives, and a drink. I also picked up a little bit of fruit and a drink for the way out, which I've already had. And I'm now starting on the 2,000 foot climb, and as usual you've got the easier looking way and then you've got the harder looking way, which is marked up as the GR. Oh, this is going to be an absolute nightmare in this heat. In town I did bump into another hiker that I last saw way back in Parzan, a German lad. Back there I gave him my half empty gas can because he was running low and I was heading into town so I could get another one. So it's nice to see him again. He's been kind of mixing it up a bit, doing bits of other trails and taking alternates. I think he'd even said he'd hitchhiked a little bit, so he's having a right old time of it. But it sounded like he was on a much tighter time scale than I am. So, as you can see by the sky, there is not a cloud to be seen. There's a tiny little bit of breeze, but it really is sweaty weather. Be interesting to see what it's like if I make it to the top of this climb. And that is a very big if. Good evening. It is still day 32 and it's probably somewhere 6-7 p.m, something like that. I've been hiking with Lennart from Germany for most of the afternoon. We had a nice, very, very hot climb, probably 30 to 32 degree heat, and it was about a 2,000 foot climb as well. It wasn't all that fun. There hasn't been a great deal of water on trail, and the water that we have found at different sources has been extremely funky. Really, really yellow, sulphur smelling and very metallic tasting. It's not too bad here. At the moment we are at an unmanned refugee, the refugee Fond de Calc. There is a little tap outside where the water comes out yellow, but when you actually filter it and drink it, it doesn't taste too bad. So that's one good thing. There is a very impressive castle about half a kilometre away as well, which we stopped at on the way to the refuge. We went off trail a little bit to go and see it. Put the drone up, got some quite nice footage I think. It's a pretty impressive place. It was all locked up from the outside. You could walk around the outside, but you couldn't get into it. Good morning folks. About an hour and a half into walking this morning. Sorry for the sound quality, my wireless microphone has decided to stop working, rather annoyingly. We have got an extremely nice view this morning from the top of the first climb. We just seen the castle from the other direction, and now we've got these hills and clouds in the distance. It's really nice. Got about another 15 miles or so to go today on the section, and most of it looks like it's going to be easy walking, hopefully. So Lennart is really looking forward to some road walking today. He loves road walking. He's even got his sandals on today in preparation for it. So yeah, hopefully there'll be a little bit more water on trail today as well, because yesterday was a pretty dry day. Hello folks, once again apologies for the sound, my wireless mic is still not working. It's about 3 p.m. on day 33, I think it is. It's been extremely hard work in the heat today. I guess it's up above 30 degrees. It's been a lot of road walking with no shade. And then we finally came up and over this hill that you can see in the foreground here. We came to this old monastery, which is quite a nice building actually, very nice. But more importantly, behind the monastery was a restaurant. They have the strangest things in the strangest places here. So we have got, roughly speaking, about an hour's worth of walking to do to get to a little town called Villamincicle, I think, or something similar. Both of us, both Leonard and myself, are feeling the heat. We've both got a lot of mosquito bites, particularly on our legs. And I think, well, I'm pretty sure I've got some pretty nasty sunburn on my legs as well. Basically, anything that touches my legs is really, really painful. So yeah, anyway, after today, we have got 13-ish miles to do to La Porte de la Selva. And that, I think, is where Leonard is finishing his walk. He has some other commitments to get off to. And from there I have, I believe, just under 10 miles to get to the official end point at Cap de Creus. So, all being well, my walk should be ending on day number 35 at Cap de Creus. Fingers crossed that does happen, because one, I'm looking forward to it, and two, I've put a hell of a lot of effort in up until now. So, about an hour's worth of road walking with probably no shade to get to the next town. Good evening. So this is the end of what turned out to be a pretty long day. Day 33, extremely hot, a lot of road walking, no shade, not a great deal of water, and some changed plans as well. We'd kind of thought about getting to the last little town we passed through and camping there. That turned out to be no good, so we pushed on to a little church. It was about 3 or 4 kilometres out of town, and you weren't allowed to camp there. There were video cameras up. There was also no water, which has been a problem most of the day. We kind of stumbled upon this actually closed up and shut down kind of picnic area. All the facilities are locked up, you can't use any of them, but there is a running tap which Leonard is just taking advantage of at the moment. So this is going to be us for the night here. Tomorrow we've got about 3 miles into the town of Lancia, or Lanka, don't know how you pronounce it. And then after that it's maybe 6 or 7 miles to La Porte de la Selva. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I've got bites and cuts all over my legs. I don't know if you can see this one, but it's particularly nice. It's coming up like a boil. It doesn't look very pretty and it's quite painful. And then, so that's day 33. All done with and ready for day 34.